Hey there everyone, and welcome to our ship tour of the beautiful NCL Breakaway. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, John here from Byte Size Cruises. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the beautiful NCL Breakaway. We're going to start all the way up here on deck 17, looking a little bit at the ropes course here. It is a really cool ropes course that actually goes all the way over on a plank on the side of the ship. Get your little rules and regulations right there. We're going to pop up and we're going to take a quick look at the sports court right up these stairs. Pretty standard cruise ship sports court. One of the fun things to note in this sports court, they do play, pickleball, basketball, soccer here during the day. And then one fun item of note is the ropes course has a little bit of a zip line that goes across, and you see that right there. It's really fun. So you can zip line across the basketball court, come over to the other side, which is where the plank is that goes off the side of the ship. This is the other side of deck 17 up there. During the day, this is a sun deck when it is nice out. This is very early in the morning, so they don't have any of the loungers out yet. Now we're going to wind around here on deck 17, take a look at the two drop slides. It's where you get in and they drop you down and you race your friend or foe, whoever may be in that drop slide. A lot of fun. There is another slide there that is a little tube slide for people of all ages. The drop slides are a little bit harrowing, so they are fast, really fast. So this is deck again 17. We are up on the upper pool deck. As you can tell, it is early in the morning. I like to do these tours either early or later so that I'm minimally impacting the guests that are on the cruise. Our goal here is to kind of not get in anyone's way. This is the main pool here, which is kind of weird. That is, there's a kids pool over there, obviously, and then the main pool. It's considered the main pool, even though it is not. It's an adults only pool, which is very odd right next to the kids pool. So again, we're going to wind around the upper pool deck here. It's a beautiful little morning. Give you a little view of the entire pool deck from the top. Here's the other pool, which you would think would be considered the main pool, or they would make this the adults only pool. But it's not. It's just a regular pool. It's where everyone hangs out during the day and the music is. So they either have a DJ or a band out there. You have your big hot tubs, which are just kid soup during the day. If you are on a family cruise, for some reason, it is all children in the hot tubs. We're going to continue to wind around here. I'm not going to talk through the whole thing. I will let you guys just enjoy the tour and the music, so we're not overly redundant. This area of the pool deck does get a little bit crowded during the day, but you can generally find a lounger open here unless it's a sea day where it's like beautiful out and they're doing something out on the deck. But otherwise, on port days especially, this is pretty empty up here. Then we're going to head in to this is actually the arcade. It is an arcade for all ages. Anyone can come in here. You just swipe your card and you can play any of these games. One of the interesting things of note is you can see on some of them, the little swipe panel is green, and on others, the swipe panel is orange. So any games of chance where you can win something are considered gambling. So they are not open when the ship is in port. You can only play the actual arcade games where you're just putting your money into playing games. So you'll see the difference between those right there. So if you're ever curious. Here we are at the American Diner. This is now an included food option for breakfast and lunch. I mean, technically it's open for breakfast and lunch. For lunch, it is including your cruise fare. It used to be an additional fee. This is Spice H2O. We're at the very back of the ship now. This is where they do a lot of the theme parties, which I'm going to show you in a second. There is this fun little waterfall. This is adults only during the day. So it is all ages in the evening, obviously, because they're going to have parties and stuff out here. So everyone is allowed to attend those. But yeah, that is, again, you could tell like it does get wet up here. It was not a rainy day or anything. It's just overnight. It accumulates all of this moisture. There you can see they're getting ready to put the chairs out and everything. There's a bar over here as well, and Here you see the little theme parties. Also by the bar is a smoking area up there on the top decks here. Now we're going to head down to deck 16, which is the main pool deck, which we looked at from above. You get to see your hot tubs here, your stage, where they do all their fun outdoor competitions. The large pool here, I mean, technically the larger of the pools here. It's not really a huge pool. And then we're just going to wind through the pool deck. Remember, on Norwegian, one side of the pool deck is smoking, the other side of the pool deck is not. And that is strictly the pool deck, not the upper pool deck. And you will see on the side, I don't know if I have a good video of it, but you will see when you're on the ship, with the side where there is smoking, there's actually a smoking cage. It's like an enclosed area, an almost enclosed area, right? So there's a little bit of glass up around it to kind of block out the smoke for most people, but you do smell smoke on that side of the pool deck. It is on the port side, just as an FYI. Here again, you see the other side of the pool. They have this little marketplace set up in between where they give, they have some little shops of like pool related stuff. Again, this is the kids splash area and the little kids pool. A lot of fun for your kids during the day here. We did not have a ton of kids on this cruise. It was March, so most kids are still in school. It wasn't a huge spring break week. Here is the Garden Cafe, which is the buffet on board. Really funny. A lot of time these chefs want to get in the video, which is hilarious. They always stop me and say, "Oh, you're going to be on YouTube?" So, you can see the buffet here. Lots of great options. There are on each side several drink stations, coffee, tea, ice, all your Vitality juices. You have, for breakfast, you're going to have lots of different options. Your normal hot cereals, your bacon, your eggs, your omelet stations. And then for dinner, you basically have two sides. On one side, they're both pretty much the same. On one side, you're going to have ethnic food like Indian. And on the other side, you're going to have ethnic food like Asian, like a pho or like a noodle bowls. But other than that, both sides are exactly the same. There's plenty of seating in the back here as well. Now we're going to drop all the way down to deck 6. This is the Atrium, which is kind of like the heartbeat of the ship. This is where guest services is, the excursion desk, the restaurant reservations, the internet cafe, and then the Atrium area is where they do all of the smaller shows and game shows like Love and Marriage, all of your trivia, those things. Again, there is also the Atrium bar, which we're going to see here in a minute. And the Atrium bar does cause a little bit of a bottleneck down here. This bar gets very crowded pretty much all afternoon, all evening. And with the Atrium filling up for a lot of shows, it does become a little bit untenable to kind of get through this area if you're just trying to like check out a show or walk through. And then, you combine that with Starbucks here, which is right next to the Atrium Cafe, which is, this is 6 o'clock in the morning here. And there's already somebody getting Starbucks. So Starbucks does get packed. Just be prepared for that. This is the library. This is right behind the Atrium. It's a nice little quiet spot to hang out if you're just trying to get away from the crowds. They do have games in here, and obviously they have a ton of books and trivia and stuff. If you get out to the middle of deck 6, see the first of the specialty dinings, which is Le Bistro, the wonderful French restaurant on board of NCL Breakaway. One of the best restaurants on board the ship. Then if you come out of Le Bistro, you're going to see Headliners Comedy Club. This is where they do comedy shows. And this is also where they do Howl at the Moon, which is amazing. It is the dueling piano shows. After we show you the setup here for the comedy club, we're going to give you a little bit of a view of the Howl at the Moon, which is dueling pianos, which they set up pretty much 3 nights of the week. You can request songs and just give them tips, and they'll play whatever you like. Next up, we're going to come back out of Headliners, go straight across the other side, and we're going to go to Teppanyaki, which is the hibachi restaurant on board of NCL Breakaway here. Tons of fun in here. If you've never been to a hibachi restaurant, they are a blast. They sing and do all kinds of fun little things. Here at the aft of Deck 6, we're going to see Taste and Savor. These are two of the main dining rooms. They are pretty much exactly the same, slightly different decor, same menus every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They do stagger the opening hours. One opens usually about a half an hour before the other. But again, both of them are exactly the same. Just to give you a little taste, get it, of the main dining rooms. As we come out here, you will see, we're going to show you the mix bar, which is in the middle here. Again, this is one of the other places on the ship, just a little tip, where there becomes a bottleneck in the evenings because there are a lot of people at the mix bar and there are a lot of people waiting for dinner. So this area does become a little bit unpassable during the dinner rush. It does get crowded during breakfast and lunch as well, on obviously lunch on sea days, but in the evenings this does get very, very, very crowded. So just so you're aware of that. And again, you can see they're pretty much the same exact rooms, slightly different decor. They're both pretty large. They're larger than you think just from looking at them quickly because they are only one floor. So it doesn't look as big or as grand as some of the other cruise line dining rooms. Here's my favorite Park West gallery. I joke because these are the same paintings pretty much on every ship, on every cruise line, with the exception of MSC, which has a lot of photography and different things. They don't kind of follow the same path as most of the other cruise lines. Some people love this, so it's great. Whatever you're into, that is in the middle of Deck 6. Deck 7, you're going to have in the very front of Deck 7, the theater. Here's a quick, just little view of what the theater looks like. Try to give you some accent shots as well as just the plain sterile empty rooms. Here is Oceans. This is the British pub on board the NCL Breakaway. It is open pretty much 24 hours. You can get all kinds of snacks and food in here. You can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in there. And then you have some games here. You have pool, you have darts, you have some arcade games. Again, you have to pay for all of those things, just so you're aware. None of those things are included in your cruise fare. They have the little skee ball area towards the back. They have like the little small bowling. I think it's called is it called pin bowling? Candlestick bowling? Something like that. Who knows? Maybe I should have looked that up before I did this video. But you have your little hoops, your skee ball, your little bowling there. And then here is the entrance to Oceans. So Oceans is huge, and it is crowded pretty much all day. It's a great spot for sea days for breakfast, I think. It's empty. On port days, it's very crowded because everybody's just trying to get off the ship and grab a quick breakfast before they go. But this is, again, towards the front of Deck 7 as you come out of the theater. And then as you pass through Oceans, you are going to hit the casino. Casino is actually pretty large for a cruise ship casino, and we'll take you through that here. There's not a whole lot of discussion we need to have on that. It is, in fact, a casino. There are slot machines, there are table games, they have tournaments, the whole 9 yards. As you would expect here, this area does get fairly congested as well. There are a lot of bottlenecks on this ship. It's not going to affect your cruise, but it's just a good heads up so you know which places to go to during certain times. So during the evening, obviously this area is going to be very crowded. It's also going to be a little smoky. So if you're sensitive to smoke, this is not the best area for you in the evening. And if you couple that with people trying to get their pictures taken by the stairs here on all the different 3 levels here on 6, 7, 8, it is a pretty good place to avoid, if at all possible, during those typical evening rush hours. Keep in mind it is the hub center of the ship, so it is fairly unavoidable for most. But if you can swing around to the different edges, I would highly recommend doing that. As we wander out of the casino here, we're going to head towards the back of the ship, and you are going to hit the Bliss Ultra Lounge here first. It's the nightclub on board the ship. They do a lot of things here during the day. They do some trivia, and they do some arts and crafts. You can see our team is doing some arts and crafts in there. Pretty nice. It doesn't get crowded. There's not a lot going on. Norwegian's not one of those cruise lines that's really active in the evening, so it doesn't get awfully crowded in there. Here is Shanghai's. This is the included restaurant. It is a noodle bar. It is actually very good. It does get super duper crowded, so just beware of that. This is bar 21, right outside of the casino and right outside of the Bliss Ultra Lounge. You do have some slots up here as well, so if you want to hang out, play some slots, and not be too close to all of the attention, you can do that there. Here is the Manhattan Room. This is an included main dining room-ish type. They do some singing and dancing in here, as you can see. It's kind of like a supper clubby vibe. So that is something that's really, really fun as well. Same menu as the regular dining rooms. Then we get to the 8th deck, which is the very back right above the Manhattan Room here. And you are going to have Cagney's and Moderno, two specialty dining restaurants, two very, very good meat-centric specialty dining. So as you come in here, straight ahead, you're going to find the Prime Meridian bar. You're going to find the same thing here that you find at that mix bar and kind of the other bottleneck areas. If you come up here for dinner, anytime between, I would say like 6 and 8, this is going to be a very congested area because there's going to be a line of people waiting to get into both restaurants, and then the bar is going to be full. So we'll be crowded up here. It's not really a bottleneck because there's really nowhere to go. It's not that big of a deal, but just be aware that it does get a little bit crowded up here. This is Cagney's, which is the steakhouse on board the ship. It is excellent, and it does get very crowded. So if you'd like to go to Cagney's, please make your reservations before you get on the ship, I would advise, and if not, as soon as you get on the ship. I'll let you enjoy the little view there, and then we're going to head across the way over to Moderno. Moderno is a Brazilian churrascaria. I think I say that correctly. Who knows? Portuguese word. So what they do there is they have a really extensive like meat and cheese little buffet. And then you put the little card down if you would like some meat. You flip it to green, and the servers will come around to you and give you cuts of meat. They will cut them freshly for you right there. And if you are done and don't want any more meat, you flip it to red and you are good to go. You can take breaks, you can relax. It's very, very good. Here we are walking down towards the middle of deck 8. You're going to have all your shops. I'm not going to show you all the shops because they're pretty standard cruise ship shops. You have your like sundries, you have your Effie Jewelers, which I could never see again and be happy. You're going to have your kind of t-shirts, your Norwegian swag here in the Tides Boutique, I apologize. And then you have your little photo area where you can get cameras, you can buy your pictures, all of those things. And that's just a pretty good rundown of some of the shops. Once you get to the middle of the ship, you're going to get to Shaker's Martini Bar here. They do have entertainment here during the evening. It is a really fun bar. There is an indoor area and an outdoor area. It doesn't get overly crowded, which is very nice. It's a good little spot for you to head to before dinner if you don't want to be in like the huge crowds of some of the other bars. And then in front of us, we have the Sky Vodka Ice Bar. This is like a once and done. If you go in here, you're allowed to be in here for like 10 or 15 minutes. It is very cold. Obviously, it's all made out of ice. You get 2 drinks. I think it's $20 to do this. We've done it on Breakaway and Getaway. It is fun. It's kitschy, but it is a good time. It's fun to go in there, take some pictures, take a little video, and then drink a drink or two and get the heck up out of there. But it is really cool. It's fun. It's a good gimmicky thing to do on a cruise. As you see here, we went in, we had a little cheers, pounded our drinks, they're ice glasses, and then you get out of there. This area is right outside of that as well on the deck 8. That is the raw bar where you can obviously get oysters and things. And then you have Ocean Blue, which is the seafood restaurant, and Wasabi, which is the sushi restaurant on board. All of those are specialty dining and an additional cost. All of those are excellent. Wasabi and Ocean Blue have outdoor dining as well out on the waterfront. So if it is a beautiful evening, you can eat out there as well. It is really good at all of those. We exit out of that area. We're going to head towards the front of deck 8. As we do, we're going to pass Malting's Whiskey Bar here. All this fine leather seating will give it away that we're headed to a whiskey bar. They do tastings here as well during the day, whiskey tastings, which is kind of cool. They also do margarita tastings. And there is a cigar lounge back here as well. You can get to that from inside the, right outside of the ship, of the doors here. You go out onto the waterfront and then you can pop right into the cigar lounge. You can get in right there as well. So there you go. I thought you could only get in from outside, but I am indeed wrong. Across from the Malting's Whiskey Bar, you have La Cucina, the Italian restaurant. This is the largest of the specialty dining restaurants on board the ship. It is huge, and there is indoor and outdoor seating on the waterfront as well. And La Cucina has gotten better and better over the past few years, in my opinion. It is specialty dining and does cost extra. You can get pizzas, pastas, great desserts, and as you can see, it's very, very big. And then as you walk out of La Cucina and look across, you're going to see Sid Norman's Poorhouse. This is an amazing venue. One issue, it is very small. They do 3 or 4 shows in here over the course of a 7-day cruise, and it is about a 2-hour wait if you would like to catch one of these shows. They are great. They do Fleetwood Mac Rumors show. They do a bunch of other ones, but it is a very long wait to get in there. Now we're going to pop out for our last part of this ship here. We're going to head out to the waterfront. This was an innovation on Breakaway, which was the first Breakaway ship, Breakaway class ship, where they had this waterfront. They built this for this ship. They wanted to get people closer to the sea, and it was accomplished. And as you know now, many cruise ships offer this. And as the Breakaway Plus class ships came out, and then the Prima class, they've made this bigger and bigger and bigger. So again, this is the waterfront. There's outdoor dining for all of the restaurants on deck 8 here. You have a lot of places to sit on both sides, a lot of comfy seating on both sides of the ship if you just want to relax outside. There are bars out here on both sides of the ship. You have the Sid Norman's Poorhouse Bar on one side. You have that Shaker's Martini Bar on the other side. They both have outdoor bars. You have a gelato stand. You have the Ocean Blue and Raw Bar takeout window there. If you'd like to order some oysters and just grab them to go, or maybe a lobster roll during the day. This goes around 80% of the ship. The very front of the ship, you cannot go all the way around. That's the same on the Breakaway Plus class. They did on the Prima class, you can go all the way around the ship. But this is really beautiful. I'll let you wander around the ship here, and we'll take it all the way to the back where you will see the wonderful wake of the ship and enjoy that view. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching the ship tour. If you have any questions about NCL Breakaway, please put them in the comments below. We're happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe to our channel. We put out a brand new video on cruising every single day, and we do a live stream on Wednesday nights. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Happy cruising.